If you went to download Alibaba-owned app UC Browser this month, whether from Google's Android Play Store or Apple's iOS App Store, you would have been promised that with its incognito mode, no web browsing or search history would be recorded. Such guarantees, alongside promises of fast download times, have made the app, created by Alibaba subsidiary UC Web, incredibly popular across the world, with 500 million downloads on Android alone. Whilst Americans may not have heard of the app, according to one analysis, it's the fourth biggest browser by user numbers in the world, largely because of large user bases in Asia. Prior to a ban by the Indian government over security concerns linked to Chinese apps, it was reportedly one of the most popular browsers in India. But the privacy pledges made by UC Web are misleading, according to security researcher Gaby Serlig. His findings, verified for Forbes by two other independent researchers, reveal that on both Android and iOS versions of UC Browser, every website a user visits, regardless of whether they're in incognito mode or not, is sent to servers owned by UC Web. Serlig said IP addresses, which could be used to get a user's rough location down to the town or neighborhood of the user, were also being sent to Alibaba-controlled servers. Those servers were registered in China and carried the CN Chinese domain name extension, but were hosted in the US. An ID number is also assigned to each user, meaning their activity across different websites could effectively be monitored by the Chinese company, though it's not currently clear just what Alibaba and its subsidiary are doing with the data. This could easily fingerprint users and tie them back to their real personas, Serlig wrote in a blog post handed to Forbes ahead of publication on Tuesday. Serlig was able to uncover the problem by reverse engineering some encrypted data he spotted being sent back to Beijing. Once the key had been cracked, he was able to see that every time he visited a website, it was being encrypted and transmitted back to the Alibaba company. On Apple's iOS, he didn't even need to reverse engineer the encryption because there effectively was none on the device, though it was encrypted when in transit. This kind of tracking is done on purpose without any regard for user privacy, Serlig told Forbes. When compared to Google's own Chrome browser, for instance, it does not transfer user web browsing habits when in incognito. Serlig said he'd looked at other major browsers and found none did the same as UC Browser. He added that whilst cookies might track users in a similar way, this is very different to the browser getting the URLs, putting them in a briefcase and running away with them. In a video, Serlig proved just what was happening as he used UC Browser, including how a unique identity number had been attached to him.